So let's start with our SVOG program, Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. So what is this? This is a grant that Congress created. It's over 16 billion in total available nationwide, and the maximum grant is 10 million. What's nice about this, it's for organizations that actually had to completely shutter during the COVID period when it was at its height.
Victoria, let me just say, so when you say a grant, that means this is money that's given to you. You do not have to pay it back. It's not a loan, it's a grant. So this is a big deal.
Yeah, this is a wonderful program, and you're absolutely correct, Nellie. This is a grant that does not have to be paid back. So the eligible entities, as you can see, these are live venue operators or promoters, theatrical producers, live performing arts organizations, motion picture organizations, relevant museums and zoos and aquariums. In other words, any entities that during the height of the COVID period, they were completely shuttered. A maximum of 5 business entities related via affiliation. And for example, if you have 1 parent firm and 4 subsidiaries, that also meets the eligibility requirement.
Okay, so let's stop a second, because I want people to see, a lot of you people that are watching, a lot of you young people that are in the gig economy, and maybe you represent, musicians on the side, or you represent artists in any way. It's, even though it says shuttered venue, it says talent representatives, because they know that people that represent talent, the talent was shuttered, and therefore you can apply as well. So look at this carefully, because there's always hidden information. You have to read between the lines that might apply to you as an independent contractor who happens to represent talent. Artists, could be artists, like painters, it could be musicians, it could be, I know a lot of you do a lot of this stuff on the side, so keep your eyes peeled.
Absolutely. And something to think about, you must have been in operation as of February 29, 2020. And the applications are actually slated to open tomorrow, April 8th, 2021. And in a second, I'll give you a website where all the information is at. So this is what you should be looking to do prior to applying for this grant. You need to register in the federal government system for award management, which is sam.gov. So just go to www.sam.gov and register yourself in that particular database. Review the often updated, frequently asked questions, preliminary checklist, the eligibility requirements, and the video tutorials on sba.gov/SVO grant. That's the website, and that's where all your information will be. Determine potential grant. It will be lesser than the 10 million, or if you were in operation as of January 1st, 2019, it'll be 45% of the 2019 gross earned revenue. If you began operation after January 1st, 2019, the average monthly gross revenue for each full month in operation during 2019 multiplied by 6. So that gives you a little bit of guidance.
Okay, well, let me interpret this a little bit, because it sounds a little bit like, again, it's confusing. So the reason it would be $10 million is because, think about it, if you own a little theater, or if if you're like a museum or something and you've been closed, we don't know what the questions are. I went in and snuck in to see if I could read the application for you guys in advance, but the application goes up tomorrow. You got to go on there tomorrow, because it's going to be first come, first serve, and you have to apply tomorrow. Okay. And so if you have a big, venue, then you could get up to $10 million. Obviously, if you represent artists, you're not going to apply for that much money in the grant. But the point is, with all of these things, you always have to read between the lines, because you may not think, because it says shuttered venue, it applies to you, but it does. And it's free money. You don't have to pay it back. It's really looking at people that made no money during the pandemic. So please go first thing tomorrow. At the minute the application opens, fill out that SAM thing today. So tomorrow you could get up there and be first on the list.
Exactly. First come, first serve, as they say.
First come, first serve. The money goes, it's over.
Exactly. So these are just a few very important things to remember. Please note, since this is a formal grant application process, SBA representatives, we cannot assist the small business owners with any specific questions they may have in regards to this program or the application. Our SBA headquarters, they've published the SVOG application informational webinar. It's up on YouTube. It's up on the SVOG website that we just gave you. And if you want to look it up at YouTube, this is the official link. But all of our tutorials are also on that SVOG the sba.gov/SVOG grant. For informational, additional information, as I just mentioned, just go to sba.gov/SVO grant, and all the information will be on there. So this is a great program, Nellie. It's something that is very needed throughout the nation. And Nellie, as you mentioned, once the funds go, the funds go. So
okay, but I want to say something, because again, what I'm hearing you say, Victoria, like when we give you all of the other programs that are coming, we tell you call and people can answer your questions. For this one, they can't, because nobody can show favoritism. But let me just tell you, because I know so many of you have called me this last year, and you get through, filling out a form and you go, I don't know what it is, and I can't figure it out. And then you don't do it. Well, just remember, if you do nothing, nothing will happen. Even if you send it in and you make a mistake, don't worry. Usually what happens is they send you an email or they call you. I think people confuse the SBA with the IRS. It's not the IRS. The IRS is there to really check that you do everything right. The SBA is more of a loving home that really wants you to win, wants you to get the money. So whatever you do, don't get scared and not send the thing in, because if you don't send the thing in, you get nothing. If you send in the thing and you make a mistake, they could probably call you and ask you for more stuff. Just do it. Remember, our whole goal, what have we learned this year? We have to participate. We have to apply. If we do nothing, nothing happens. So it's super, super important to be part of the system.
Absolutely. I agree.